I don't know when the next 3D movie is going to be after The Bad Guys 2, which is unfortunate. However, should you watch this in 3D? Let's find out. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing The Bad Guys 2 in 3D. What's about pretty simple premise? The bad guys have gone good, and they're trying so hard to get a job in the real world, but people are like, can we trust these people or creatures? Now, the bad girls have come to blackmail them to put a special secret out in the world, and are they going to go back bad or go back good again? You see what I'm getting at? Anyway, did I like this film? But before I discuss that, let's talk about those 3D effects, and they are very, very good. When it comes to comparing it to Elio, which is probably the latest 3D animated film, this movie blows out of the water. Tenfold, there's no question about it. It's the different animation effects that really pop. The depth and pop out are pretty dang good. When it deals with the pop out effects, I say the best scenes are when they're in space and dealing with the gold. That is by far like the best, pop out effects in the movie. The depth effects are just as good, especially when there's different character dialogue moments, when they're talking to the commissioner, who's the cop, and also other characters. There's a really good scene where the fox and the wolf are talking, and there's a very solid depth perception scene there that it works extremely well. Like I said, even with the different animation styles, like it goes from 2D sometimes, goes to cell shade, and it goes to regular. Like, I want to say I counted 4 different ones, but all of them have their very unique style to show in 3D. And when looking at the 3D showings throughout a couple of theaters, AMC, Regal, as well as Marcus, it seems like it's very, very limited. Superman and Fantastic Four had a lot better showings of the 3D effects. But if you're curious, if you should see this in 3D, I would say yes, you are going to enjoy the depth and pop-out effects. And like I said before, better than Elio. So did I like this movie as a whole? I did. What I didn't like was some of the people in the audience. I'll just bring it up right now. This isn't the Minecraft movie or a Minecraft film. I know, because they were yelling even chicken jockey in this freaking film. There's one scene where Wolf and the fox kiss, and they all clap like chicken jockey. And I'm like, guys, there's only like 8 of us in this screen. A daughter and her dad, me, and like the 5 kids that were just being so freaking noxious. And it was kind of tiring because I'm trying to enjoy this experience of like great animation, some good voice acting, and a good story, but just having disruption in the theater is kind of just a movie killer. But that didn't really not make me enjoy this movie even more. But what really stands out, like I already told you, the 3D animation voice acting. I'm a Sam Rockwell fan, so any movie he's in, I'm going to freaking watch. Awkwafina, she's a little less obnoxious in this one, so I'll give her that. And of course, you have a bunch of other cast members in this as well. Animation, like I said before, there's about 4 different animation styles, and they all freaking pop. This movie is a million miles a second. This moves, it's fast paced, and the action is freaking there. And I think kids will not be disappointed with the humor as well as just what's happening on screen, because like I said, it is moving at a million miles a second. The animation's fast paced, the different style is good. The bonkersness, the chaoticness of this will make kids not be bored. Like if your kids are bored with this one, they might have an IQ of like 237. I'll put it that way. But that's all I'm going to say for that one. The story, you've seen it before, especially with, good guys or bad guys trying to become good, society not taking them, and what do they have to do for people to accept them. However, is it better to be bad or good? And what are you willing to do to help with other people in these different scenarios? The different voice acting, I think the bad girls, their, reasoning for why they want to do it, I mean, sure, it's fine, but I wasn't really, motivated to be like, oh my gosh, they're really good characters. And then when they get to space, it does become a little bit two-dimensional with who these characters actually are. So there is that as well. And there is one huge plot point at the very end where something occurs to one of the characters about a secret being released, and it kind of just gets randomly dropped. I mean, dropped to make drops. And I understand why they did that, because there's another twist at the end, which is a pretty funny twist that you kind of know it's not going to be a true twist, but it's still a little fun joke they decided to put in this movie. But I felt like that one secret being released should have been a little bit more prominent of like what this state is now going to do, aka California, about the politics in it. And then you're probably thinking, is this a political movie? No, it's not. But I do feel like that is one kind of loophole they forgot to like actually extend a little bit more. But it is a very simplistic DreamWorks movie, which, yeah, you're going to get some good messaging, but it's nothing like, oh my God, this messaging is like blowing me out of the water of what A plus B plus C equals means about being good to evil and what should you do? Should you trust people? Are people going to backstab you, etc., etc.? So there is that, but yeah, the story's just fine. I think it's very middle of the road. What is going to keep you entertained throughout this experience, like I said, if you see it in 3D, it'll be the 3D, the animation, voice acting, and just the chaotic, just spitfire humor, spitfire effects, and spitfire just funness overall. So overall, The Bad Guys 2, it's a very serviceable animated film. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I laughed. Yes, is it superficial? Sure. Is it for kids? Absolutely. Well, but when comparing this to Elio, to Smurfs, I think those are the three main quote-unquote animated films I've seen this summer. So I'm not going to consider How to Train Your Dragon. If I'm missing one, let me know, but I think those are the three main ones. I will have to say The Bad Guys 2 is probably the best one of the three. So The Bad Guys 2 will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 70%. So let's see the critics and user scores gave this one. So critics read 87% with 60 of them. Nothing on the audience score, but there's over 50 of them. Critic consensus. The Bad Guys 2 crew of reformed recipients, reptilians, yeah, sure, are still a ton of fun as their latest adventure rises the stakes while maintaining a playful sense of mischief. I feel like an idiot sometimes. 87, that's pretty higher. That's higher than I thought it was going to be. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a random YouTuber that, has an opinion that if you like it, sure. If you don't, sure. Anywho, the Magoos, 87-70. Chase out here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Alex Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. A great day. I don't care what to say tomorrow, a week from now, a month, or a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And let me know if you're a good guy or a bad guy.